Where's better, India or Blackpool?
Oh, India's much better than Blackpool, mate. A lot better.
Scored 18 goals, I think.
Yeah, 14 in my first season, I think it was. It wasn't until the second season we didn't do so well.
What caused the move away?
And the manager got sacked, and McCarthy came in. I didn't really see eye to eye with Mick. He started to bring his own players in, his own style of football. And then it got to the end of that season, and then I came in for pre-season. His first full season, I came in for pre-season. He took my squad number off me.
Oh wow!
Give it to McGoldrick, and I knew then that me and Mick are not going to get on. So
is that just out of the blue, just ripping it off you?
Well, we out the blue, taking my squad number off. I didn't know until I got to training.
Yeah.
But we didn't see eye to eye towards the end of that season.
That's just not.
And it's strange because when he was Sunderland manager and I was playing for Newcastle in the reserves, he'd always come to the games and watch me and everything. So we knew that I was a player. Do you know what I mean? And that sort of thing. But I think probably my reputation and with the gambling and that sort of thing, he probably didn't want me to be around the place. So I turned up for training pre-season. I didn't do anything off season. I just thought he doesn't want me at the club. I'm just gonna jog about. Do you know what I mean? I just turn up and show my face and that sort of thing. He doesn't want me. Doesn't want to give me his squad number. He's not going to play me in the reserves, and so be it. So I've got probably a year left. I think I'll just sit and pick up my wages. So he pulled me in his office and he says, "We've agreed a deal with Barnsley." And I was like, "What do you mean you've agreed a deal with Barnsley?" I was like, he said, "I've spoke to your agent." I went, "I haven't spoke to my agent." I says, "Who you spoke to?" And he mentioned this name, and I went, "Nah, not my agent." He says, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, not my agent." He was like, "Who's your agent?" So I said his name. I was like, "Listen, first of all, I don't need to leave this football club." I said, "I've got a year left. I'm on good money. I'll just sit here and pick up my wages." He went, "Really? Is that what you're going to do?" I went, "Yeah." So I was trying to give it back to him. Do you know what I mean? He was treating me like a piece of meat. So I was thinking, well, I'll just sit here.
Not even giving you a squad number.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just sit here. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. And he was like, "Is that what you're going to do?" Is that? I was like, "Yeah." He went, "Okay." He says, "Well, I'm going to make you do every club function. And if you're 1 second late, I'm fining you 2 weeks' wages."
Oh my God.
He says, "So if you want to play that game, you can play that game." So then I've come out of the room and I'm thinking, oh my God.
More work.
Obviously, he could send me like somewhere 2 hours away, do you know what I mean? And if I get stuck in traffic. So I was thinking, so I rang my agent. I was like, "Listen, supposedly Barnsley are interested. Obviously, I played for Barnsley before and stuff like that." I was like, "What do you think? Do you think I should go?" And I think I was on about 15, 16 grand a week at Ipswich at the time. So I had a year left. So I said to Ipswich, I was like, "Listen, if you want me to leave, you're going to have to pay me up. You're going to have to speak to Marcus Evans, who was the owner at the time, and come to an agreement about paying me up, because I'm going to go to another club. They're not going to pay me this money.
Yeah.
So I need to try and accumulate the difference." So I remember I was in a car going up to Barnsley to do a medical, and one of my mates was really close with the Blackpool owners, the Oystons, and I phoned them up and he was like, "Oh, well, what are you up to?" I was like, "I'm going to Barnsley now. I'm going to go and sign for them." He was like, "Give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna ring the Oystons and tell them that they might take you. Do you know what I mean? Just see what they say." So somebody from Blackpool phoned me and they were like, "Are you available on a free?" And that's what I was like, yeah. He went, "Where are you now?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going to do a medical at Barnsley." He was like, "What they offered you?" So I was thinking, okay then. so Barnsley had offered me 6.5 grand a week.
Yeah.
So the guy at Blackpool, he was like, "What they offered you?" I was like, "Oh, 7.5 grand a week." He was like, "Oh, we'll match it." I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah. Well, I've played for Barnsley before, so I know what it's like, but never played with Blackpool. Obviously, just come down from the Premier League." I was like, "Okay, no problem." I'll do a U-turn. I'll come straight to Blackpool. So I've gone to Blackpool. I've nicked an extra grand a week, and I've gone to Blackpool and I'm doing a medical at Blackpool. My phone's buzzing, and my agent's like, "Listen, just wait. Make sure your medical's fine first here, and then you'll have to apologise to Barnsley and tell them that you're not signing." So then I had to make the dreaded call to Barnsley and say, listen, Blackpool have offered me more money. I'm going to sign for them. I'm really sorry and stuff like that. But it was probably one of my worst decisions ever going to Blackpool. It was an absolute nightmare. It was so, the way that football club was ran, it was horrendous. Now, we had to wash our own kit, clean your own boots. You had to bring your own water to the training ground. The training ground would never get watered. It was like bone dry. It was really, really bad. The way they ran the club was horrendous. And people know what went on at the club. Do you know what I mean? It was it was so bad. And if I could turn back time, I wouldn't have went there. I would have went straight up to Barnsley.